Video is going to be about how I battled depression, battled suicide, and also being pregnant at only 14 years old. Unfortunately, since I cannot find my dry erase board, we are going to be using paper like the old-fashioned way. Back in New York, my parents met in a restaurant. My mom just so happened to work there and my dad just so happened to always go. Anywho, my mom would always serve my dad and they decided to get to know each other. And they started liking each other and he started going there more often and getting closer. Eventually, they decided to make things more serious and start dating. They decided that the feelings they had for each other were just meant to be. So they started dating. So as the story goes, my parents were still dating. 3 years later, after they were dating, they decided to take things a step further and get married. Soon enough, my mother and my father found out my mother was pregnant and expecting a boy, who is now my older brother John. 2 years later, in 2002, something weird happened. It just so happened that my mother was walking along the New York City streets, minding her business and shopping. She happened to eat a strawberry that made her really nauseous and ended up throwing in a trash bin in public. My mom thought this was really weird because she always eats strawberries. This is when she knew something was wrong. My mom then finds out she is pregnant once again with a beautiful baby girl, her second child, which is me. I was born on January 23rd in 2003 in the city of New York at 9:45 a.m., the Bronx to be exact. My brother was so excited to have a little sister. Although my mother and my father had me and my older brother John, my mom finds out she's pregnant again with a third child, a beautiful baby girl. She gives birth to her in 2004, March the 1st, in New York City, the Yonkers. Of course, me and my older brother were really happy because I get to be an older sibling, and he, of course, gets to be an older sibling. Soon enough, my mother and my father felt as though they needed a bigger space and to start a new life with their 3 children. We moved down to North Carolina for a bigger space, and of course, we are all excited to start our brand new life in a new state. Of course, I'm 4 years old, so I'm kind of scared because now I have to start preschool, and I've never done good with public, so it was really nervous for me, and I was really scared. In 2006, my mother and my father decided to sit us down and tell us some big news. We were all nervous, we were all anxious to know what it was. And we find out my mother is expecting a fourth child, a baby boy to be exact, who is going to be my younger brother, and of course I was going to love. In 2006, my baby brother was born on April 9th. He was a little baby, and I was so excited because I loved being an older sibling. My older brother was excited, and my younger sister was excited because she'd finally be an older sibling. We welcomed a new addition to the family and continued our life there. Life was going great. I was now in elementary school. I was graduating 5th grade. Although I had a hard time in 5th grade, I used to get bullied about being fat and my hair and everything, but I never paid any mind to that. But I slowly started to grow on my insecurities. Then I started middle school. I was so excited that I get to start a new school and meet new people and relapse from my 5th grade year. I was so happy. I really love school. I met these 2 girls. We are going to call them Tutu and Rosie. They were supposed to be my friends, but they were two-faced, and of course, that really affected me throughout this story. Anywho, I find out later that they are talking behind my back, telling people lies, and I just felt so betrayed and so alone, and that started to feed off of my insecurities, and all this bullying really took a toll on me. 7th grade year, I decided to start new. I decided to boss up. I got new clothes, a new hairstyle, new shoes, new friends, new outlook on everything. I decided I was going to be a better person than I was last year and to ignore all the haters. Although I decided to change my attitude and outlook on life, I was still sad inside. It was nothing I could do to change my outlook, nothing I could do to actually convince myself. I acted like everything was fine when it really wasn't. My depression started creeping up on me. One day, it triggered the most deepest part of my depression. When I was in the hallway going to my other class, these 2 girls, Rosie and Tutu, decided to corner me in the hallway and make fun of me in front of everyone and try to bully me and were attacking me, and I was just scared and everybody was laughing at me, and this really triggered my anxiety. I was really upset. I was really sad. I didn't understand why this was happening to me, and I didn't understand why they were doing this to me. It kept happening all over and over again until one time they embarrassed me in front of the cafeteria. 300 kids. I was so sad I broke down and started crying. My BMT, who was also my counselor, decided that I needed to be alone just so I could think and calm down. So she took me to her office. She said she'll be right back. So I took advantage of that, and I was tearing down, crying really hard, and all I can think is, what did I do to deserve this? I'm not mean to anybody, and that's when I said I did not want to live anymore and that I couldn't deal with it anymore. I decided to commit suicide, but I got caught in the act, and they admitted me into the mental hospital. Gladly, I'm happy they did this because suicide is not the answer. We just have to overcome it. Suicide does nothing but cause pain to the people we love. Problems are something we have to overcome and not run away from. Anyways, they diagnosed me with severe depression and put me on meds. I didn't take them because I decided I wanted to overcome it. And I did. I finally conquered it and I graduated middle school. I was so happy. I was finally myself again. 8th grade year was also a good year for me because I glowed up, as people say, I lost weight, and I got really pretty. Also popular. In the middle of 8th grade year, we moved down to another side of my city. I decided to start a new school, and it was going to be high school. But I wasn't nervous because everyone knew me and I was well known in my city. So I was really accepted in that school and everybody liked me and everybody wanted to be my friend. Everyone just started liking me, and soon enough, I was popular. Once again, I was one of the top dogs in the school. I met my baby's father. His name is Savon. I met him at the school bus stop, and that's when we started to get to know each other. I really liked him, and he really liked me, and I really thought we were cute together. We started hanging out a lot more, and soon enough, I started becoming really nauseous and throwing up. A week in December, I could not even get out of bed. Something was really wrong with me. I thought I had a stomach virus, so we went to the hospital, and basically the nurse was like, "You don't have a stomach virus, hun. You're pregnant." And me and my mom were really shook. And as soon as we found out, we drove down to the baby father's house and we told him what went on. 6 months later, I am still pregnant, but I really want to get off my feet and I want to do something productive and I want to make money for me and my baby. So I asked my mom to get a job, but sadly she says no. This led me to start YouTube because I've heard a lot of people make video for money. In the beginning, all I was focused on being financially stable for my baby, and I was going to be because I had the support of my parents. But I also just wanted to document my life. So I made a YouTube video when I went to high school and I was pregnant, and that video got 1 million views. It will be down in the description box if you want to check it out. I started having hits after hits and after hits, and my YouTube started growing and people were interested in my life. During these 9 months, I only had the support of my parents and my family. The baby's father was still in shock and hadn't stepped up yet, so I felt really alone, but my parents made sure that they told me they loved me and made sure that they told me that I had their support. I always thought about it like it's not the same, but I overcame that. Once my baby was born, she was born on August 18th, 2018, 8 pounds, 6 ounces, 8:46 p.m. I guess 8 is her lucky number. Next thing I know, I'm at 150,000 subscribers. But unfortunately, YouTube was not a full-time for me. I decided to go back to school as soon as I gave birth. So I had to leave my baby with my mom, but I knew she was in good hands. Eventually, her dad came around and decided to step up, and now we co-parents. And a lot of people ask us if we date or if we're together or if we're this and we're that, but we're not anything but co-parenting. And the focus of our life is our baby right now and graduating high school. And we feel like we're better off as friends instead of being together. So, yeah, we decided to focus on our baby girl, Esmeralda, who is now 7 months. I love her with all of my life, and she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Anyways, this concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you.